Hello friends, welcome back to Blockdrive. Today we are going to learn about one of the fundamental concepts of Solidity programming language, which is arrays. What are arrays? Arrays is a collection of similar data types. It can be used to store multiple values of same type in a single variable. In Solidity, there are majorly two types of arrays: fixed arrays and dynamic arrays. Fixed arrays are those whose size is defined at compile time and cannot be changed during runtime. How do we declare them? We just simply say data type, the size, and the array name. Whereas dynamic arrays are those whose size can be changed during the runtime. And how do we declare them? Simply just say data type. We don't give the size here and just simply say the name, array name. Now let's look how we can code them. So you just simply point, you just say 5 and the array name as person. So you have created an fixed array. Now if you want to create a dynamic array, how do you do it? You just simply say uint, you leave this brackets empty and you just say person 1, and yes, this is how you have created a dynamic array. The difference between these two arrays is the first one can contain only 5 elements, whereas the second one can contain n number of elements. So now when we have looked at how to declare arrays, let's start looking into what are the operations we can perform in arrays. So starting with the first one, initialization. Initialization of an array while can be done while declaring it, or we can also assign values later to it. While declaration, how to initialize an array, let's look into that. First, we would say, we can just simply say 1, 2, and 3. So this is how you initialize a fixed array, and then simply in the dynamic array, you just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is how you can initialize an dynamic array. Now, just to have a better understanding of how to access it, let's make it public and let's try to compile this thing so that we have a better understanding of how array works. So if you just see one, if you just, so one is basically it takes the index, and it on that index whatever the value is, it would give out that. Now for same for that, same for the dynamic array. So whatever index you give on the particular index, what value it has, it will give out that. So in fixed arrays, we face one problem, which is array out of bound error, which which generally occurs. Suppose you have given a size of 5, and now you are trying to access the location which is 6th. Now a 5 elements array is accessing the 6th index. So this would give array out of bound exception. Now you cannot do that in fixed arrays. So that is why where that is the place where dynamic arrays come into picture. Okay. Now moving on to the next operation, which is how to access particular element. So we have already seen how to access, but still I'll give you a fair example. So in fixed arrays, yeah, you can just put the index here and it would give out the location, give out the value on that particular index. Simply from here as well you can do it, means in the code you can do it something by like something like this, person and of 1, and you can say uint value. Yes, so this way you can just simply say, okay, now just to access this, let's make it public so that we can simply access this value. And so if you get this, you'll get a value 2, which is coming from this. So that's how you access arrays. Now let's get on to the third operation, which is how do you push values to a dynamic array. Now basically you let's create a function, set atr attribute, and then let's make it let's pass a value uint, and you say value, and you make it external, returns uint. Okay, it returns an array, so it would be uint array memory. Now open it and say return, and what do you want to return? You want to return person one, and yes, so just to do an operation, return, no, not return, it would be person1 dot push, and what do you want to do? You want to push the sixth element. Now that's all. Okay, so what does it say? Okay, sorry, let's try to use this. I didn't use this value. Okay, it says one more thing, uint value. Value 1, and yeah, so that's all. Actually the variables name were same, so that it was creating a conflict. So now let's go ahead and deploy. So just pass value something called as 76, and you just say set attribute. Now so it was of fifth 5 indexes. Now let's see the person 6 on the sixth index, and on the fifth index. Okay, so yeah, this is the fourth index, and the fifth index would be 76. So that's how do you push values. So you just do a array dot push and the value which you want to push. So this is it. So let's move ahead and look at the fourth operation which we have in arrays, is how to find the length of an array. So just we can simply say function get underscore length, length, get length, and we don't need to pass anything external. This can be of view type as it does not make any changes. The returns would be uint, and we just simply say return, and it would say person1 dot length, length, and that's it. Now let's go ahead and deploy. So now we see, now what we are doing is we'll basically set a value 987, and we'll get the length, we'll get it 6. So this is how you get length, this is how we can push value, this is how we access basically this is how we access arrays, and this is how we initialize and declare them at the same time. That's it on Solidity arrays. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe for more. Thank you.